Now the next topic is what is the relationship between average revenue and marginal revenue. Now cost and revenue are just like two different faces of the same coin. The cost and revenue of a firm determine its nature and the level of profit. Costs refer to the expenses incurred by a producer for the production of a commodity. Revenue denotes the amount of income which a firm receives by the sale of its output. The revenue concept commonly used in economics are total revenue, average revenue and marginal revenue. Now firstly we will discuss what is total revenue. Total revenue refers to the total sale proceeds of a firm by selling its total output at a given price. Mathematically, TR is equal to PQ, where TR is total revenue, P is price, and Q is the quantity sold. Suppose a firm sells 100 units of a product at the price of $5 each. The total revenue will be 100 multiplied by $5 is equal to $500. Average revenue. Now, the meaning of average revenue. Average revenue is the revenue per unit of the commodity sold. It is obtained by dividing the total revenue by the number of units sold. Mathematically, AR is equal to TR upon Q, where AR is equal to average revenue, TR is equal to total revenue, and Q is quantity sold. In our example, average revenue is equal to 500 upon 100 is $5. Thus, average revenue means price. What is marginal revenue? Marginal revenue is the addition to total revenue by selling one more unit of the commodity. It is the total revenue earned by selling n unit of the commodity instead of n minus 1. Thus, marginal revenue of n is equal to total revenue of n minus total revenue on minus 1, where marginal revenue of nth unit is marginal revenue of nth unit. Total revenue of n unit is equal to total revenue of n unit. TR n minus 1 is equal to total revenue of n minus 1 units. N is equal to any given number of units sold. Suppose 5 units of a product are sold at a revenue of $50 and 6 units are sold at a total revenue of $60. The marginal revenue will be $60 minus $50 is equal to $10. It implies that 6 unit earns an additional income of $10. Now, how much AR and MR are interrelated? Now, when AR and MR are straight line and slope downward. The condition when AR, MR and AR are straight line and slope downward. When AR and MR are straight line sloping downward, the marginal revenue fall twice as much as the fall in the average revenue. In other words, the marginal revenue will cut any line perpendicular to the y-axis at halfway to the average revenue curve. This can be proved mathematically in figure AB is equal to VC. Now this is shown in the diagram. In this diagram, total revenue is equal to average revenue multiplied by output. CM multiplied OM is equal to area of rectangle ACMO. Also, total revenue is equal to area under the marginal revenue curve, that is RDMO. Also, ACMO is equal to AMDMO plus BCD, and RDMO is equal to ABDMO plus RAV. Therefore, ABDMO plus BCD is equal to ABDMO plus RAV, or BCD is equal to RAB, as these are the shown in the diagram, but RAB is equal to BCD being right angles, and RBA is equal to CBD being vertical opposite angles. Thus, the two angles are equal to the area BCD is equal to RAB. Therefore, AB is equal to BC. Now, this is the equations. Hence, it is proved that the marginal revenue curve will cut any line perpendicular to the x-axis at halfway to the average revenue curve. Now, the second condition is when the average revenue curve is convex to the origin, and when the average revenue curve is convex to the origin, the marginal revenue curve cut any perpendicular line to the x-axis at more than halfway from the average revenue curve. This is in figure 3a. In this figure, you have seen in this figure, when the average revenue curve is concave to the region, the marginal revenue curve cut any perpendicular line to the x-axis at less than halfway from the average revenue curve. This is shown in figure 3b. Next is elasticity of price elasticity, average revenue and marginal revenue relationship. Now the relationship between this AR, MR and elasticity, Mr. John Robinson in her book The Economics of Imperfect Competition has shown an empirical relationship between the price elasticity, average revenue and marginal revenue. Now look at this diagram. In the above diagram, the relationship is expressed in the formula AR is equal to MR or MR is equal to AR, और ब्रैकेट में E upon E minus 1 when AR is equal to average revenue, MR is equal to marginal revenue and E is price elasticity of demand. In figure 3.1, AR and MR are the average revenue and marginal revenue curve. Elasticity of demand and point N on the average revenue curve, that is NV upon NA. In triangle POAN and QONV, triangle APON and triangle NQOB, these are the right angle. ANPO is equal to NBQO, corresponding angles. Therefore, POAN is equal to triangle QONB. Therefore, triangle POAN is equal to QONB are similar. Hence, NB upon NA is equal to NQ upon APO. Now, the triangle POASK and KNS, where PK is equal to KN and triangle PKA is equal to triangle NKS, that is a vertical opposite angles, and triangle APOK is equal to triangle KNS, that is right angles. Therefore, triangle POAK and NSK are congruent. Hence, PO is equal to NS. This is the second equation. Now, from equation first and second, we get elasticity at R is equal to NB upon NA is equal to NQA upon NPA is equal to NQO upon NS. What NQO upon NS is equal to NQO upon NQO minus NS. What NQ is equal to average revenue, that is price. SQ is equal to marginal revenue, and elasticity at N is equal to average revenue minus marginal revenue, that is AR is equal to average revenue minus marginal revenue. If A stands for average revenue, M stands for marginal revenue, E stands for elasticity on the average revenue curve, then E is equal to A bracket में A minus A. Therefore, E ब्रैकेट में AR माइनस E ब्रैकेट में MR इज इक्वल टू एवरेज रेवेन्यू. E कॉमन लिया हमने, AR इज इक्वल AR माइनस ब्रैकेट AR माइनस AR इज इक्वल टू E ब्रैकेट MR. AR E ब्रैकेट MR E माइनस 1. AR इज इक्वल टू MR E अपॉन E माइनस 1. MR इज इक्वल टू AR E minus 1 upon E. A few example. Suppose the price of the product is $6 and the elasticity of demand is 2. Marginal revenue will be MR is equal to AR. That is E minus 1 upon E is equal to $6 multiplied by 2 bracket में 2 minus 1 multiplied by 2 divided by 2 is equal to $6 multiplied by bracket 1 upon 2 bracket 1 is equal to $3. And the second condition is when the price of the product is $6 and the elasticity of demand is 1, marginal revenue will be MR is equal to ER is equal to E minus 1 upon E is equal to $6 multiplied by bracket 1 minus 1 upon 1 is equal to $6 multiplied 0 is equal to 0. If MR is 0, it is a case in which marginal revenue coincide with the x-axis. Now, this is the relationship between AR, MR and elasticity.